The Cleveland Browns just went through another brutal game, falling to the Buffalo Bills 23-20 in a contest that felt far worse than the final score indicates.
Well, we're all numb to this by now, right? The Browns lose again. This time they fall to the Buffalo Bills 23-20 here in Cleveland. The Browns falling to 3-12 on the season with the loss. And
it was not a great day for one Shedeur Sanders. The completion percentage looks better. It does. But there were some horrible mistakes at the end of the game. 20 for 29, 157, one touchdown, two picks, two sacks, and a couple of really bad sacks, and also a grounding call at the end of the game. It was disastrous.
Shedeur will always be blamed no matter if the world is going to come to an end. It's Shedeur Sanders' fault.
But here's what everyone will be talking about. Shedeur Sanders' complete fourth quarter collapse that turned a competitive game into a harsh lesson about rookie quarterbacks folding under the spotlight.
I feel bad because, I do it, but, truthfully, it hurts.
The Cleveland Browns just showed us exactly how to throw away a winnable game. And right in the middle of this disaster, rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who looked like a star for 3 quarters before turning into a fourth quarter nightmare that'll haunt Cleveland's playoff hopes. This wasn't just a loss. This was organizational dysfunction wrapped around a rookie's breakdown, covered in predictable play calling, and served up with an offensive line that couldn't protect anybody. Final score? Bills 23, Browns 20. But the real story, how a game Cleveland should have won, spiraled into a fourth quarter disaster that exposed every crack in this team's foundation. Let's break down what really happened at First Energy Stadium, because the box score only tells half the story.
20 for 29, 157, one touchdown, two picks, two sacks, and a couple of really bad sacks, and also a grounding call at the end of the game. It was disastrous.
Shedeur Sanders started this game looking like the real deal. Confident, sharp, mature beyond his years. He opened 5 for 5 with 58 yards, finishing the drive with a perfect 15-yard touchdown pass to rookie tight end Harold Fanning. The Browns were clicking. The offense looked alive. For one brief moment, Cleveland fans thought they might actually have their quarterback. But football is 4 quarters, and Shedeur Sanders just reminded everyone that rookie quarterbacks, no matter how talented, still have growing pains in the most ruthless league in professional sports. The fourth quarter hit like a freight train. With 5 minutes and 15 seconds left and the Browns still in striking distance, everything collapsed. 4th and 2, make or break moment, season on the line. And what happens? The blindside protection crumbles, and Shedeur gets absolutely crushed.
And this has been the knock on Shedeur. Not getting rid of the ball, and it happened. I got to tell you, I know for a fact it happened twice. From this point on, from that point, it happened one more time, and then he got a grounding call against him. It became a utter disaster.
Now, here's the big question. Was this all on Shedeur, or is Cleveland's offensive line so catastrophically bad that even the best quarterbacks would struggle? The truth is somewhere in the middle. Yes, Shedeur held the ball too long. Yes, he took sacks he shouldn't have. Yes, when the game was on the line, he couldn't deliver. But let's slow down on the Shedeur is a bust takes flooding social media, because this offensive line is absolutely terrible. We're talking about a unit that commits drive-killing penalties at the worst moments, a unit that gets blown up on 4th down when everything matters, a unit that forces their rookie quarterback into desperation mode because they can't give him more than 2 seconds to throw.
You got to throw the ball away, You got to. Don't take a sack. Whatever it is, get rid of the ball.
But Shedeur's fourth quarter struggles went deeper than just offensive line failures. This was about decision-making under pressure. This was a rookie trying to do too much. This was the weight of an entire franchise's playoff hopes crushing down on a 22-year-old still adjusting to NFL speed. The interceptions paint the picture. 8 picks in 6 games. That's not just bad luck, that's a trend. That's a rookie quarterback still learning NFL defenses, still learning when to take the easy throw instead of forcing something that isn't there. And then there's the Quinshon Judkins situation. The running back suffered what looked like a serious leg injury on a pass play, and somehow, because the internet is completely unhinged, people are blaming Shedeur for ending Judkins' season. Let's be clear, that's ridiculous. Running backs get hurt. It happens on any play. Blaming the quarterback for a freak injury is the kind of knee-jerk nonsense that makes football discourse unbearable.
I feel bad because, like, I do it, you know, but, yeah, truthfully, yeah, it hurts.
That's Shedeur taking responsibility. That's a rookie quarterback showing the kind of accountability that even some veterans lack. He's not making excuses. He's not deflecting blame. He's hurting because his teammate went down and he feels responsible, even though it's not his fault. But let's talk about the real problem, Kevin Stefanski's play calling. The Cleveland Browns head coach has somehow won Coach of the Year twice, yet consistently calls games like he's afraid of his own offense. Conservative when he should be aggressive, predictable when creativity is desperately needed. Red zone drives that end in field goals instead of touchdowns. 4th and 2 with the game in the balance, and the play call puts maximum pressure on a rookie quarterback behind a collapsing offensive line. That's not setting your team up for success. That's setting your young quarterback up to fail and then acting surprised when it happens. The Browns' defense actually stepped up in the second half. After getting shredded by James Cook, who ran for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns like the Browns weren't even there, the defense locked down. They gave Shedeur and the offense multiple chances to steal this game. They contained Josh Allen after he tweaked his ankle. This game was absolutely winnable. But here's the cold truth. Shedeur Sanders couldn't deliver when it mattered most. And in the NFL, that's what separates franchise quarterbacks from everyone else. Can you win games in crunch time? Can you elevate your team when everything is falling apart? Can you make the throw when your season depends on it?
It's really just building off last week. It's building off getting to the checkdowns. When you see it, pull it, take it, you know, playing in rhythm. Like,
Shedeur knows what he needs to fix. He's talking about taking what the defense gives him, playing within the offense, not trying to be Superman every play. That's the right mentality. That's coachable. But knowing what to do and executing under pressure are two completely different things. The Bills' defense deserves major credit here. They disguised coverages, they generated pressure with just 4 rushers, they made a rookie quarterback uncomfortable and forced mistakes. That's what elite defenses do. That's how you break young quarterbacks.
Like, I respect their defense. I respect kind of like their coaching and how it was, because if you understand, it was kind of like Tampa 2, that Mike Backer running, walling, you know, taking that middle.
That's a quarterback studying film. That's someone who gets the game at a high level. But understanding what went wrong and fixing it moving forward are two different challenges, and Shedeur is still developing that instinct. So where do the Browns go from here? The Cleveland is staring down a critical 2-week stretch that will define their season and potentially their quarterback's future. Because make no mistake, if Shedeur keeps struggling, if the turnovers keep mounting, if the fourth quarter collapses become a pattern, Cleveland's front office will absolutely be evaluating quarterbacks in the draft. The narrative around Shedeur is changing fast. 3 weeks ago, he was the steal of the draft, the quarterback who could save a franchise, the next star who played with confidence and poise. Now, he's a project, a talented project, but a project nonetheless. This loss hurts because it was completely preventable. The Browns were positioned to steal a win against a legitimate Super Bowl contender. They had their chances, they had their moments, and they completely wasted them with poor execution, worse play calling, and a fourth quarter meltdown that exposed every weakness this team has been hiding. Shedeur finished 20 of 29 for 157 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Those are backup level numbers. Those are we need to seriously reevaluate numbers. And with Myles Garrett still chasing that sack record and a defense that's actually playing well, wasting this season because of quarterback inconsistency would be organizational malpractice. The clock is ticking on Shedeur Sanders. Not because he's a bad quarterback, he's not, but because in the NFL, you don't get endless chances to prove yourself. You don't get to learn on the job indefinitely while playoff opportunities vanish. You either produce or you get replaced. That's the business. That's the reality. Cleveland needs to make a choice. Commit to Shedeur, give him the weapons and protection he needs, and accept that growing pains come with rookie quarterbacks. Or move on, draft another quarterback, and restart this exhausting cycle all over again. There's no middle ground. There's no wait and see. The NFL doesn't reward patience. It rewards wins. This loss to the Bills wasn't just about one terrible fourth quarter. It was about organizational dysfunction, coaching mistakes, and a rookie quarterback still learning how to win at the highest level. The question isn't whether Shedeur Sanders has talent. He clearly does. The question is whether Cleveland can build around that talent before the opportunity disappears. Because right now, with a 23-20 loss that felt far more lopsided, the Browns are running out of time, running out of excuses, and running out of answers. And Shedeur Sanders just learned the toughest lesson in professional football. In the fourth quarter, when the lights are brightest and the pressure is crushing, nobody cares about your potential. They only care about results. And today, the results were a complete disaster.